Well, I woke up and y'all are back on your bullshit already this morning. Here we go. This person thinks that I hate pride and oppose the views of my community because of how I was raised. Because y'all are so delusioned that you couldn't possibly believe that you're the problem, right? That I wouldn't have a problem with y'all for any reason other than how I was raised. Let's get into it. First of all, I don't hate pride. I just don't wish to partake because I don't feel welcome there. Why don't I feel welcome there? Because of comments like this. Also, I don't really feel comfy in an environment where we choose to involve children and even push to involve children in our schmexual choices. It's not cool, right? Like my good buddy Ant says, like Lady Maga says, I say all the time, we were good. We were Gucci. We didn't have a problem. We had rights. We could get married until you tried to involve children. My problem with the views of the community as a whole currently, aside from a select few individuals, is that you want to involve children. And don't say, well, that's not what pride's about. You're right. That's not what pride's about. That's not what it should be about. But you've made it about that. I oppose the community currently, the parts of the community who want to do things to children. I can't even say the word on TikTok, but it rhymes with mutilation of children before the age of 18. I oppose schmexual education in schools, no matter what gender or schmex ed they are teaching. I oppose lewd acts in front of children. That's what I have a problem with. And overall, I oppose y'all thinking that yours and my schmexual choices and rights trump my religious rights. I'm gay, I'm a Christian. One right and belief doesn't outstand the other. That's what I oppose. Just be kind, be respectful, be inclusive like you claim to be, but make sure that inclusivity does include Christians, but does not include children.
So TikTok has a lot of words that will get you bananaed, and I automatically say bananaed now because even the word banned will get you banned. It's wild. So we say banana, we have all these code words, and when I made that video on the fly, I was thinking these buzzwords as they came out of my mouth. So I think I paused a little at mutilation because that one took me a second. But schmexual, I was like, I got
that. Schmexual.
Yeah, and it just flowed out, and people loved it. And some people were like, what is schmexual? But most people were like, I love that.
No, I did too, yeah. I thought it was very creative.
I want to make, I have a merch store. It's not doing great. It's just a beta store. I don't honestly love the merch that's in there right now. But
that's the way I heard it.
Yeah. I want to do a shirt that just says schmexual.
Yeah.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right.
Used to traditional relationships and everything was really based off the Bible.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So that's kind of where they got everything. I feel like back in the day. So you think that's what's lacking most?
Yeah, and it's confusing a little bit because you think, okay, I'm a woman who dates women, but I do take on a little bit more of a masculine role. And we look at a traditional relationship, a man and a woman. My belief is that God made the man to be the head of the household. And here are all the feminists in the comments screaming at me.
Mm-hmm. They're gonna be mad, bro.
That's how it is. The man needs a job. And I said, like, my dog was a hellion for 2 years. Was the worst dog in the world until I put him on a farm and gave him a job. People are made to have a sense of purpose. And a man's purpose, among many other things, is to be a head of a household and a shoulder for women to lean on. And when we take that away from men with toxic femininity, not all feminism is bad.
Sure.
And toxic independence, a man doesn't have a role. He's not feeling fulfilled. And a woman, if we take away her feminine qualities and her feminine duties, which doesn't mean staying in the kitchen, it means being the matriarch of a family, being a nurturer, being a hand to hold, helping make decisions.
The Proverbs 31 woman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly that. That's gone to the wayside, and I'm sure a lot of people watching this don't know what that means.
They have no idea.
What's your definition of it?
Oh, golly. I mean, I'd just say like my mom. You know, I really don't know how else to put it, but
I love that.
and my wife. You know, they're both. God dang it, dude! This is the second time
so
I fucking
beautiful,
cried, bro.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Crying?
Yes, I
That's
hate
emotion,
it,
bro.
bro.
It's just the way we both like that. We cry a lot. We got a podcast coming out tomorrow.
That.
It's probably one of the best podcasts we've ever done.
Yeah.
Really?
Honestly.
I'll actually watch this one. I swear.
It's a long one, but
It's a long one, but
it's pretty deep, and it's close to our hearts. This topic, which is about holding grudges and keeping anger inside you forever over stupid shit.
yeah,
But you
forgiveness.
shouldn't. You know.
That's cool. Yeah, and we just talked about that too, about like men feeling like they need to be strong, or the society's view on men that they need to be a strong force. Absolutely be a strong force in your family, but also feel your emotion and articulate your emotion. And I think that takes a woman or a feminine presenting person in my world to bring that out in you and say, it's okay to cry. It's okay to not know what you're feeling. Let's figure it out together.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. I just hate doing it so much and so easily. It seems like
It just means you love them, dude. That's all it
I
means.
do.
That's all it means right there.
It is. That's what it's all about, really. you know?
Yeah.
But it just sucks because now I'm that dude, you know. I'm the crying podcaster guy.
I rarely cry, so I would love to join you in this for solidarity and make you feel better, but
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't need anybody else to cry with me, bro. I can do it all by myself. Yeah.
got you,
If you're
bro.
tearing up, I'm gonna cry.
I know.
I was already. I like
We're gonna smoke cigars after this and feel our masculine
I know.
energy radiate.
the thing about masculine too. Like
Masculinity.
this goes more scientific too. So men's testosterone levels are drastically lower than they were 50, 60 years ago.
Soy products, soy boys. I love this topic.
So I've never really thought about it until just now.
Yeah.
But I wonder if that could be. I mean, if you said soy, what does that even mean exactly?
So my good friend Lex, who we all adore, who really needs to be here with us.
She's the pit bull of this. That's what I've called her the whole time. Is the pit bull.
Lex
She is such a pit bull.
got this from Ben Shapiro, who I love, and we've started saying it, soy boys. Soy boys are, I'm a pescatarian myself, but I try to avoid a lot of soy products. More vegetarians, more feminine men. Men are getting smaller. Why is that? Soy products lower your testosterone. They produce estrogen. Okay, so these vegetarian men that are tiny little, whatever, it's not just because they're vegetarians and they don't eat meat. It's because they have more estrogen.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. And people are changing. People are getting smaller. Like, if you notice that, like, kids are littler now.
I mean, my kids are little.
My kids.
The first group
My kids
didn't,
little.
but
Yeah.
I don't know if that's. I think that's more DNA than it is anything on that side. But
And you are kind of short.
and at what?
We're the hobbits over here.
Yeah.
The hobbits. Yeah.
We're kind of short.
But there is something to that as people are changing. And
Yeah.
is it preservatives? Is it our water? Was it the COVID vaccine? There's a million different ideas, but people look different now, like every decade or so. They look different.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy how that's all working out to me. But and you think that's a lot to do with what we're eating?
I wouldn't doubt it, man. Because
I wouldn't either.
people grew their own stuff back in the day,
Yeah.
You ate fresh off the
We're
farm
eating a
every
lot of
day.
preservatives, and there's no telling what we're eating, really.
Yeah.
And we just talked about this too. Like, my grandma was one of 15 siblings. And it's like, wow, I'm going to afford that back then. Well, every kid worked and contributed to the family. So our genetics were different because you had to be able to do a hard labor job. You had to have a survival instinct. Now we got
Plus,
DoorDash, Uber.
Just doing that
Yeah.
would almost enhances your DNA
Exactly. Yeah.
as you know, if you're
Or
out there
not.
plowing a field every day.
Doing
you're-
stuff like that boosts your testosterone.
Yeah.
We're not
It
hunter
does.
gatherers anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
We're DoorDashers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, everything is at our
100%.
fingertips. Why do
Yeah.
my genetics need to be built for survival when
Exactly.
survival's gotten pretty easy?
Kids are reading faster than ever before, but because the internet, you can read on there anything you want to find out.
Yeah.
So kids are reading faster and they're smarter as far as stuff like that goes.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you tell them like, hey, and I told my kids one time to go. I had a concrete pad laid, and the cement truck came in and put a big rut in the yard.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, go fill that in. I want it filled in nice and neat.
Mhm.
They put leaves in it.
That's a funny prank, though. That's
So they're smarter, but they're not.
It's not common sense.
It's not common sense in a lot of ways, and it's counterproductive. Now you got to get the leaves out.
Yeah.
You gathered all those leaves and put them in there. Now you got to get the leaves out
Yep.
and fix the actual rut. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And to circle back, like independent thinking is at an all-time low. We're not solving our own
100%, yeah.
problems. Why do I
Yeah.
need to solve my own problem? I've fallen into this myself. When any problem I have in my life, I can pay somebody to fix.
A lot of the
True.
time.
I don't want to cut my lawn, kid down the road will do it. I don't want to make my own food, DoorDash. Everything is at our fingertips. We don't have to solve problems and be free thinkers.
Yeah, that's true. It's true in a lot of ways. That's true.
Yeah.
That will end up affecting every aspect of your life if you think about it. You know.
And future generations and your genetics. So there's the big picture issue. I think we just figured it out here. Why masculinity is that low? Why testosterone levels are low? Genetics.
So we're both on testosterone replacement.
Oh, really?
We take
Yeah.
shots. Yeah.
Really? I'm kind of jealous.
Because
Because I go to the gym. So I take a test booster in a pill, and I've looked at an Anavar cycle. But my testosterone level to gain the muscle I want is like never going to be what a man's is
Yeah, yeah.
naturally.
you know
So-
what yours is?
I don't. I want to get tested.
You should, yeah.
So don't mess with your hormones unless they're off.
Well, there's a whole wide world out there that would disagree with you, but
There's a whole bodybuilding community that would disagree.
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
And I'm glad you're versed in that.
Yeah.
Like that's a whole different thing.
It's a whole
Yeah.
different scenario than regular people. And I mean, if you're wanting to go compete, then yeah, okay, you're gonna have to get some
I considered
testosterone.
it at
We're
one
gonna
point, yeah.
we're gonna have to get you some, few cycles of probably not Anavar, but maybe a little of that too. But
I want to start at SARMs and then go up. But that brings up an interesting point that I always talk about when we talk about testosterone, because think about it. I was benching 185, which is my weight, and I wanted to compete when I hit a plateau, which means you aren't benching anything more. You're not hitting any gains.
Yeah.
And I said, well, I should take testosterone at least a little bit to get myself to competition level, and then you come off it to compete. So for me to compete at the level that I want to in a women's sport, right, I would have to take a test booster to be on even close to a man's level and still wouldn't meet it. But
No.
now we have trans athletes who are natural born men, have men's testosterone, identify as women, and are jumping into my sport. I have to take an enhancement to reach their level of testosterone.
It's messed up.
And it's not allowed. You're not allowed to be on enhancements, but they have that naturally and they can compete in my sport.
it's not right.
I heard something very
That is
interesting.
that's not right there.
There's a greater number of male to female, so transition to female, people up in arms that they can't compete in women's sports. Then there are women who have turned into men upset that they can't compete in men's sports. Why is that?
well, the women who turned into
Because the
men
men know that they can destroy them.
obliterate
Exactly.
it.
Yeah.
And the women know they're not going to be able to compete
Yeah.
at the same level as the
Yeah.
natural male.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's but I'm a big advocate for SARMs. So if you want to,
Yeah, we should definitely.
yeah.
You got a coupon for that? Or?
No, I don't have any coupons, but I know everything there is to know about SARMs.
Yeah.
So we can
Slippery
definitely.
slope. It's an expensive slope.
It's a slippery slope. And for a female,
Mhm.
there's not actually a whole lot of them that I would suggest to you.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And most of the research is for men, and the women's research, the science isn't great.
Yeah.
So when I pose this argument that upsets so many people that children should not be on any kind of hormones, and they say, well, they're reversible. Some of that stuff is not reversible. How do I know that? Because I've done the research as an adult and had the brain to say, is this or is this not good for me?
Yeah.
A kid doesn't have that choice.
It's not going to be reversible.
No.
But, okay, so for instance, if you're a female and you're taking testosterone, there's clitorogamy or whatever. I think that's what it's called,
Mhm.
where your clit enlarges to
Say
become
that on YouTube.
Yeah.
to become
It's science, Yeah.
triple the size of,
Mhm.
and yes, it will shrink back down if you come back off that testosterone, but after you're on it for so long, it might not.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
that is not reversible.
Voice effects. Your voice will deepen.
Yeah.
Hair loss.
Same thing
Acne.
for men. If you go through puberty on estrogen, that is going to stunt your penis growth.
And it'll sterilize you as well.
Yeah, and it will sterilize you.
So now you're 21 years old. You say, hey, I've made a mistake, or hey, I've just changed my mind.
That is not reversible.
Now you can't have kids.
You're out of luck, dude. For
And
real.
they-
That's
I mean, conspiracy theory, right? I know.
Okay.
You said earlier you didn't really mess with that too much.
I'm starting to get there. The lady on the plane has me shook.
What if the government is pushing this stuff so the population decreases?
Twitching, bro. You're killing me.
I'm sorry. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, if the government's trying to sterilize us, I think that's been a theory since before all this stuff. Oh, it's in the airplanes, it's in the water. I think that we're really starting to see it. Or at the very least, if we don't want to go full conspiracy, they're sterilizing us, are they encouraging us not to have families? Are they making it harder to have families?
Yeah, they
more
are.
expensive?
it is 100%. If Ashley and I got divorced, she would be able to get food stamps, welfare.
Yeah. My parents have said that. It's cheaper.
Housing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
better for you.
Yeah.
It would be much easier for her
100%.
to raise kids
That's crazy, isn't it?
unmarried to me.
Yeah.
Except for the way the kids would turn out.
And
Well-
statistically, kids who were raised by single mothers are actually way greater risk of like going to prison,
Yeah.
doing stuff. I mean, really, that's
Yeah,
true
that's
statistics are there. I don't know
there's-
exactly what they are, but
it's staggering though. Whatever I
they
can't.
need
remember.
a family. They need both. They need both. Really, if they can.
That's the best case scenario.
Yeah.
But like if they're saying like if you are able to pick, one person, if they have to go with one person, it's a little bit better to go with their father because of the statistics that's out there. Because of mothers are there to nurture.
Yeah.
If your kids are never nurtured, they're going to turn out messed up anyway, right?
Yeah.
But
You gotta be a balance.
they might not end up in prison.
Yeah.
They might end up messed up in the head, but they might not. I mean, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. You raise a good soldier. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
That's the gender roles where a man brings things to a table and so does a woman. And back to the
Yeah.
biblical standpoint, there are separate roles. And I struggle with figuring it out in my world because I date women. 2 women can raise a baby? Absolutely. Will that baby thrive? 100%.
Yeah.
I believe that gay people should be able to adopt children.
Sure.
But maybe if I'm going to raise a child with a woman, I also want to introduce a male role model into his life. Maybe I call one of you guys, say, hey man, can you mentor my kid a little bit? Can you have a godfather in his life, have a big brother. There's a viral video done on this where someone asked me if I believed there was a gender war in the country. And I said, absolutely. Because now we are bringing men down to bring women to the top. We need men. We need women. We need both. Why are we trying to erase gender?
All together.
And now we have non-binary and they, them, and that is totally okay. Some of my very good friends are non-binary. But gender matters and needs to have a place in the world still.
I agree. Yeah. It's cool that you understand that.
Yeah.
Like and I feel like, in your situation, a lot of that would be easy for you to go, no, that's not true.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Be easier.
It would be a lot easier for your perspective of life, your lifestyle to go, that is not true. What you just said is not true.
Yeah.
But it's crazy cool that you can go, no, that is true. And there's things I've already planned out to make sure that my kid is taken care of, you know.
Yeah.
So I think
I can't teach him to pee standing up. My boy peed sitting down for the first 6 years of his life. Which, by the way, y'all, and I wish I'd had a male role model in this situation. My son had not peed standing up ever in his life. And he's very particular. He's 6 years old. I took him fishing. And on the way home, Mom, I got to pee. I said, dude, you're going to have to pee on a tree. First time in your life, you got to do it. He's like, if you stop right now, I'll do it. And I'm excited. I'm like, yes, pee on a tree. We stop in a subdivision. That's all there was. Trees in the middle of the subdivision. Like in the median. I'm like, all right, dude, Here we go. A couple years from now, you'll be whipping it out and you'll be in trouble, but you're good. I don't know about peeing standing up, man. So he starts to go. He doesn't know to hold it. And it just whoosh in his face.
Oh, shit.
And he's freaking out and he's about to cry and I'm dying laughing. And he's 6. I don't want to grab him. I'm just like, dude, you gotta hold it. I can't do it
Aim
for
that thing,
you.
boy. Aim it.
Like, and I don't want to shy him away from it. I'm like, I'm so proud. You did so good. But let's ask Grandpa to help you.
Yeah, maybe just
Like,
That's
point
crazy.
down.
I've never even thought of that kind of scenario before.
me either.
Never.
But I just remember seeing my dad hold his. You know,
I guess, man.
go
I
to the
can't
bathroom.
remember, but yeah.
I mean, yeah, I
It's
can't
little
remember,
things like
but
that you don't even really think about.
yeah,
and
Isn't
I
that
can
crazy?
raise
Yeah,
my son with great values and maybe give him some good examples of men on TV. But if there's not one in his life, I can't personally relate to being a man. I don't know what struggles you go through. I don't know what it feels like. How do I teach my son to be a man and a husband when I've never been one?
100%.
Even some men, like most men, probably don't even know. Really.
No, like honestly, even like I wouldn't know where to begin
Yeah.
without a kid like being in my house every day and just knowing, well, dad does this when he comes home.
Yeah.
Dad takes care of that. And mom does this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Without them seeing it, I wouldn't even know how to say, hey, buddy, come here. I'm going to talk to you about this. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't know where to start.
Puberty. I've
'Cause
never
it's-
been through boys' puberty. I'm
Oh,
dreading
my gosh.
it. Like,
It's rough.
what do I explain? I've never. Whatever happens, it's
It's a-
terrifying to me.
It's going to be interesting for you. Call us up, though, because I got some pointers on some stuff. I've raised 5 kids and I didn't raise them, but I've had, 3 other kids that latched on. So I've got plenty of experience with boys going through puberty. So I can definitely talk through some of that stuff, buddy. I mean,
Which also goes back to the fundamentals we've been talking about, that it takes a village, it takes a community, and this division is breaking us away from the community and from us being able to say, hey man, I need some help right now. I don't care what your political views are. I think you have some knowledge to give. Like that should be all that matters.
yeah,
We're taking away the community that we used to have to raise up kids and raise up families, and dividing it so that you do feel alone. You don't feel like you have the support.
and they're dividing it up in so many different sections. They're divided up between Democrat, Republican. They're dividing it up between races.
Yeah.
They're dividing it up between genders now.
When you sexually, like your sexual
Yeah, your sexual orientation.
preferences. Or
Yeah.
whatever.
Did y'all see what's going on? This was a few weeks ago in the colleges now, that they've decided not to use race as a factor in admissions, and people are upset about it.
I don't think they should.
They shouldn't.
People are-
Every question thing that you ever ask for a job or whatever always has that on there.
yeah, they've
It shouldn't be,
decided.
it shouldn't be
is
on
it?
there. Is that something that's just in your community, or is that traditional?
I mean, apparently it's
Dating
traditional
now?
because it's
Yeah.
happening to Jonah Hill. So
Yeah.
I can't make someone be the partner that I want them to be. The only thing that I can say is, okay, I meet you where you're at. You're not this person. There's nothing wrong with you, but you're not my person. And that's so frustrating when you really like somebody,
Yeah.
but just can't meet on big values. And then a lot of times people just come back and say, well, you're controlling me. No, you have freedom to do what you want. I don't think it's wrong with you.
100%.
You just won't be doing it with me.
They can be friends.
Unless you want to compromise. I mean, if you're willing to compromise on that, then okay, that's not me controlling you. I'm not controlling you at that point. It's just
Controlling yourself, really.
you're just willing to compromise on that. You know what I'm saying? Like if I say, hey, if I tell my wife I don't want you to smoke weed, well, my wife is like, that's fine. I don't want to smoke weed anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if she did, she could go, well, I'm not willing to compromise that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then you have to decide if that's something you can put up with. And that's why when I immediately start dating,
Absolutely. That's the next thing.
I
That's
put
the next
women
step.
off. Yeah, because I immediately come out with these questions. What are your values? What are your religious beliefs? Do you have any? What's your family dynamic look like?
What's so cool about you is you've thought all about that.
Yeah.
Thought that all through for yourself.
Because I've dated a lot.
But I bet 90% of the people that you ask is like, they've given that no thought for themselves.
Yeah, and for a long time, I wouldn't date someone who had a job instead of a career, which I've relented because we live and we learn, and now I have a job and I've put my career on a back burner, and I'm like, oh, I was kind of prejudging people. But my idea on that was, if you're a certain age and you have never had a career, how are you going to understand mine? How do you know what struggles I go through? How do you relate to me when your solution is, oh, I don't know, quit your job, you'll get another
I'll go
one.
get a different one. Yeah.
Yeah, like, well, I don't have a job, I have a career. This is very important to me. And they're just like, oh, I deliver pizzas, whatever, which now I'm in that position.
Yeah.
So I get it. We live, we learn, but I've previously had a career. I've previously had things for myself. So at my age, at your age, I want you to be established a little bit. I by no means have my stuff together, but I've been through a lot of walks of life already, and I want you to have experienced things.
It's nice to have somebody who has experienced life, right?
Yeah.
Because in a lot of ways, those people can help you grow
Big
as
time.
a person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My wife she reads people. That's what she does 100%. She can read a person after she meets them for about 5 seconds.
Is that why she was so quiet the first half of the day?
Yeah. She
Read
was
on.
just figuring you out. That's it. But she does. She just does that. It's kind of strange, and she calls stuff out a lot of times. And then we're like, 6 months down the road, she's like, I told you, it's like, golly, you're right, whatever. And she does that, but that's because what her life required of her for such a long time, you know what I'm saying, was to read what's going on. And she's not necessarily in that aspect, but she's helped me in other things, you know what I'm saying? She's helped me grow in other things. She told me probably our first year of marriage, like, hey, it's not up to me to make you happy.
Yeah.
It's up to you to be happy.
Yeah, your partner should be an addition to that.
Yeah, it's not up to me to make you happy. I'm not the one who's making you happy.
Yeah.
You make you happy, and then, we can be either happy together, pissed off together, whatever, from that point. But it's not up to me to make you happy. And she was the one who told me that, and it just almost blew my mind. You know what I'm saying? It's not up to somebody else to make us happy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I've been told that before, but it never clicked until she said it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's something about somebody who's lived a little life that you want, out of somebody. But at the same time, I think it's really cool to do things together for the first time.
Yeah.
Like, I've never done this,
Yeah.
I've never been done this venture, let's try this or whatever. And so that stuff is cool too.
Yeah.
And so I get that. I get it. Like, you want somebody that's lived a little life.
Yeah. There's a closed-mindedness that comes with people that haven't experienced, and a lot of times I date long distance because it doesn't matter to me. I get on an airplane as easy as a lot of people get in a car.
Yeah.
Like, please go out and travel. That's my advice. It's so easy. The price of gas, if you take Spirit Airlines, the Greyhound of the sky, you can fly. I can fly most places round trip for $150. That's nothing, man. You take 3 dates is $150.
Yeah.
And that's on the low end.
Yeah.
So when I talk to a girl and she just immediately says, oh, I wish you lived closer. Done. Ghosted. Done. You're closed-minded. You see distance as an issue. You aren't even open to the possibility of we can figure something out, and you don't travel. You don't see bigger picture. You're thinking in your town, in your small town. Your soulmate's most likely not in your town. Also, your soulmate's not in the Department of Corrections. Can we establish that today? Not saying that. But out of all the people in the world, do you really think that your soulmate is right down the road? They might not be.
Yeah.
And if you're so close-minded that you can't think outside of a job or a town or move about the world.
Yeah, I feel like I was that way for so long until the last 3 or 4 or 5 years. It's just all about, staying right there.
Yeah.
Going to work,
Coming
going
home.
to church, going home. Just nothing spectacular happening.
Yeah.
Makes you miserable after a while.
You
really.
feel like your growth was stunted because of it?
Like emotionally, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. I want my kids to travel.
Yeah.
I want them to go wherever they want to go,
Because there's a lot of things that I've learned just from like people like you, especially, or you're taught a certain way and you believe that until you get around people who are different, but they're not really different. You know what I'm saying?
They're not that different.
You think they are because what you've been raised as, but they're not. They're really not.
It's just a human being.
I mean, look how many things we've like related on today,
Yeah.
coming from different backgrounds and different, like we're
Complete-
different ages,
Mhm.
totally different people. That it's crazy we ended up in the same room together.
It is crazy, but it's awesome too.
Yeah.
It's like,
And what did it take, right? You to say within 5 minutes of seeing my video, we want to come to where you live, and me saying yes to meet a bunch of strangers and bring them to my house
I know.
and go to their hotel room.
yeah,
You know.
yeah,
Which is funny because I saw something about this. Like back in the day, we were told like don't talk to strangers.
yeah.
Now we have Uber, and we're
Yeah.
like, "Hello,
I'm
stranger.
just gonna
I
hop
know
in the
it.
car with you.
Please take me home."
Golly. Yeah, that's crazy.
And then
I think if I was in your shoes, I probably wouldn't have done this.
Yeah,
I'd have been
Yeah.
terrified.
you think so?
I think I would have been, yeah.
because of the way people are with me, or because
I mean, just like
Because you don't know us. You don't know
Yeah,
what
yeah.
the situation could be. You don't know.
if somebody down the way there is like, "Hey, you want to come hang out in my hotel for a while?"
I would say yes.
I bet you would.
So I worked in the entertainment industry for 8 years, and this is really, we say this all the time, we're very easily kidnappable. Because a prime example is I get to Quebec City. My artist was headlining a festival. It's late at night. My tour manager is in the UK. He's asleep. And he says, get in this strange white van. They have your name on a sign in a foreign country. And I believe him. Yeah, sure, you bet. And I get there, and they have my name on a sign. And I see a guy with a guitar at the luggage crate, carousel. And I say, hey, man, I bet you're going to the same place as me. You want to hop in my white van? And he says, yeah, sure, no problem. I said, who are you, by the way? He said, oh, we're the Spin Doctors. The band, the Spin
Yeah.
Doctors. Yeah, so I made friends with the Spin Doctors. It was a great time. I went up to the man with the white sign. We all got in the van. We're halfway to my hotel, and I said, this doesn't look like Montreal.
Oh shit!
And my driver goes, you're in Quebec City. And I was like, cool. Yeah, that tracks, man. I don't know where he's taking me. I have no idea. And we're at festivals, all the time where we're backstage, and they say, "Oh, go get in that white van over there." And I'm like, "Okay, yeah, that seems legitimate. Take me somewhere." I don't know. Sure.
Wherever the next stop is, that's where we need to go.
That's it. And yeah, that's how I ended up getting to know the Spin Doctors. Great dudes.
That's cool. Do you think your travels around the globe have helped form you to be the person and think the way that you think and form your opinions?
Yes and no. I think I've always kind of had a fearless grab life by the balls mentality. I want to try everything once. So my biggest fear is getting older because there's so much to do in life and I won't have time for it all. And as somebody who tries everything, every action sport, every experience, like even if I live to be 100, I won't have time, even though I make the time. And so that's terrifying to me. But I think the more I experience, the more I want to experience because I realize there's a whole wide world out there and there's like different food in different places.
Yeah.
And y'all got a Bass Pro Shop that I love in Tennessee.
Yeah.
And I want to go see it and I want to do everything. So did it shape me? Not necessarily. I think it gives me a wider window into other people's experiences if I'm open to that, which is hard sometimes. But it gave me a sense of like, there's more out there and I want to go grab it.
Go see it.
Yeah.
Go see it. That's cool. We didn't, I went to the same spot for vacation every year. Literally, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I drove the same road to the same hotel or the same condo for the same vacation every year. Now, do I love that spot? I do.
Yeah.
I like going on vacation there now. It's a place where my heart is at. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
could live there. And it's different coming to this side of the Florida. I don't usually come to this side of Florida a whole lot. It's
Yeah.
not my favorite side of Florida.
And Florida's diverse too. Like all the different spots, it's like you're in a different country.
It is. It's so much different. Like Key West. Man, I loved Key West. It's so chill down there.
And the culture is different, the people and the food. And
Yeah.
there's
like
a huge
everything.
Hispanic culture south. And then you have not just Mexican, Cuban, people from Honduras, people from Puerto Rico, and
Yeah.
they're all different.
Yeah. It's a cool state. It's one of my
I
favorites.
love Florida. Like I love it so much. I mean, according to the media, gay people are leaving Florida in droves. which I don't even know what a drove is, man.
Yeah, no.
But all my friends keep wanting to come
Just a
here.
bunch of 'em.
So
It's just a bunch of them.
where
A
are
drove
the
is a
droves?
bunch. Yeah.
The media loves the droves. I'm like, I moved here on purpose, and it shocks people. And that is what got me kicked out of a local lesbian group, because I was a part of a group that met up on Thursdays. I'm being petty because I'm calling them right out. You know who you are, y'all. And I was part of this group, and I was trying to fit in, and I was new here, and someone posted in the group, so where are we all moving since we're leaving Florida? They assumed this lesbian group that met on Thursdays would be leaving Florida. And all I said was, well, I moved here on purpose. Why? Well, I love the economy. I love the people. I love our great governor. All it took. We don't want you around anymore.
Man.
You're a bigot. You're hateful. How could you want to be in Florida?
Golly.
I'm free as can be.
Like, I wonder if like other races have this problem. So like if you're a black Republican.
Oh, yeah. Candace Owens.
Yeah. Yeah. They get treated bad too. Yeah.
They get called Uncle Tom, and I do too, which is a weird correlation. All the time. Candace Owens, and there's a creator on TikTok. I want to say his username is like your dog's best friend. Same content as me, only he speaks out against his African American community, and he's conservative, and says like, y'all, this stuff isn't cool, and they hate him just as much as me.
There's some two brothers on the who were them brothers?
The
Hodge twins. Hodge twins.
Oh,
Yeah.
my parents watch them. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same shit. Pretty much.
Lady
yeah.
Maga is someone I love that I wish had a bigger social media presence. He's actually starting to kind of go down a little bit, but he is a drag queen, a Republican, a Trump supporter, very much a he. He's a part of Gays Against Groomers, which I urge everyone to look into. And he has been kicked out of Pride events. He's shown up as a drag queen to a Pride event wearing a Lady Maga sash, and they kicked him out. You're not welcome here, man.
Right.
Yeah. Because they vote.
It seems like the liberal people push for everybody to be accepted, right? Does it seem like that to you? But they don't
That's
accept everybody else.
Like they don't preach. They preach that, but they don't.
They
live
literally
it.
said that to me in my comments. I'll say, I'll just comment back. Oh, that's very inclusive of you. What inclusive language. Good job. And they'll say, oh, no, we don't include you. I thought you included everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
okay.
crazy, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so wild to me.
Yeah, it is.
So,
Especially like, okay, so I think there's a difference between Democrats and people who are out in
For sure.
on the far left in
oh, yeah. Just like
space.
conservatives versus far right extremists.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I know Democrats
Yeah.
as a person, as a human being, and I know several of them,
Mm-hmm.
believe it or not, right there in good old Tennessee. Good people, work hard, do whatever they got to do to take care of their family. Good people.
Yeah.
So it's like,
That's an older value, I think. Older Democrats
Yeah.
before this new generation, this whole mess, were just, I want to venture to say, maybe pro-union people, maybe pro a little bit of government help, maybe pro bigger government, and had a certain set of values that nobody really had a problem with, and they hold true to those. But the newer generation, the me generation, is my way or the highway, accept me, and they've lost what it's all about. Like, and conservatives have gotten that way too. There's some far right extremists that unfortunately use conservatism to spread hatred, to wave terrible flags at Disney. But the thing is, like, the conservatives that are fighting for a good cause, look at those people and say, hey, stop that. Stop doing that. You're making us look bad. Quit it. I'm not one of those people.
right. There is a difference because those people are standing up and saying, like, that's not us. You know, that's
Mhm.
not who I am.
Yeah.
I feel like in a lot of ways, I'm like in the middle of the aisle on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, probably a little bit more conservative leaning, but I'm in the middle of the aisle.
Yeah.
I really am. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So all the inclusiveness and the proper pronouns, I'm too old for that, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not.
It's
I'm
like
not,
it's like learning a new language.
I'm not even
really.
trying to make an excuse, bro. It's just
Yeah.
real talk. I'm too old for that. I've been calling people he, her my whole entire life. That's all I've ever known for 40 years. Bro.
Yeah.
TikTok has a pronoun section now, and I went on there because I was like, I wanted to put my pronoun as conservative. It wouldn't let me. But I just did it because it was funny. Type in any letter of the alphabet into there to like start the search. You type in a Z, za, zay, zoo. You type in a B, a T. Any letter of the alphabet has like 20 pronouns attached to it.
Dang, son.
There's a
Are
pronoun.
they made up words?
Yeah, there's a pronoun queen on TikTok I've stitched before that says rar is a pronoun. So basically, and that's okay, right? So we don't want to say like, you can't identify as that or we're going to judge you. I don't care. You be who you want to be, but don't
I
get
agree
mad
with
at
that
me.
too. Yeah, 100%.
When I don't understand it, don't get upset with
Exactly.
me.
Yeah, that's all I'm asking.
That's all it is. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
get misgendered a lot, in airports especially, and people call me a he, and it's like, I look like a dude when I'm in a hoodie, sunglasses, and a backwards hat. Who am I to look at somebody and be like, oh, bro, you got it wrong. You're a bigot. I look like a dude. Why am I going to be mad at you for that? I'm not even going to correct you because it just doesn't matter to me. The Christian cis man, we're calling them cis now, is oppressed. Isn't that crazy? We've moved so far from oppression and like people are starting to have equal rights that now we're like, oh, no, the attention's not all on me. So I need to put it back on me and oppress everyone else. So it's flipped where Christian people are oppressed, men are oppressed, straight people are oppressed. You have to be different to be included now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the right kind of different. Yeah.
Only one kind of different.
The Supreme Court thing, right, that I made a video on that shouldn't
Yeah.
even be a thing. It shouldn't even matter because we've had these debates forever, has just said that certain businesses, such as online businesses, don't have to provide certain services if it goes against their beliefs. And what the gay community is forgetting, because, oh, well, now they don't have to make me a rainbow website. Correct, but you also don't have to make a Christian's website. How great is that for you?
Right.
But we can't focus on that.
Yeah. We're going to focus on the negative side of it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's me, I'm oppressed. Well,
Yeah.
Christians have been oppressed forever.
Yeah.
Men have been
Literally.
oppressed. I mean, have you faced oppression, do you feel like? Do you have challenges?
I honestly don't think I have.
I don't feel like I'm oppressed in any way, shape, form, fashion as far as my everyday life goes. I feel like if I was a different person than what I am, I might have had other opportunities. I might have had some other opportunities if I was a different person than what I am, whether it be race or gender or whatever. I feel like there's a lot of opportunities for those people that are not afforded to a straight white male now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that and that is that everybody knows that's a thing now. You know what I'm saying? It's not like that's a big secret. That is a thing.
Yeah.
There's fun set up for anybody except for a straight white male.
Mm-hmm.
We are definitely the least liked,
Yeah.
and we're just people.
Yeah.
I was hired for a job once. I say this all the time. That I've seen job postings strictly for women. Where? In my industry. And I was hired for a job once that I thought I was qualified for. And, as they were doing the hiring process, oh, we're so glad we got you on board. This person really likes to hire people in the LGBTQ community. And now I'm like, hang on, did you hire me because I'm good or because I'm gay? Which brings me to another point, which is something I really love to bring up. I knew a business owner who told me I hire people of color and LGBTQ first because other people won't hire them. And I said, hang on, so you have my resume and I'm a straight white man versus a gay person of color. You'll take the person of color every time. Okay, repeat why? Well, because people aren't hiring them. Hang on, didn't you just tell me you're hiring them? Well, yeah, but you're hiring them. We have the same qualifications, but I didn't get hired because I'm not that.
Right. That's messed up.
Yeah, that's crazy. You should do interviews and stuff like that without even knowing anything.
They should.
Just talk to them over the phone.
You don't see me face to face.
Yeah.
That's what the colleges have started doing, and now
Really?
people are upset. Yeah, very recently.
Yeah, people are getting mad about that.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, I don't understand why. I feel like that's fair.
It is fair.
That is equality.
The most fair, yeah.
That's equality,
Yeah.
right? I don't know you. I've never seen your face. I have no idea if you're gay. I have no idea if you're white. I have no idea if you're female or male. Obviously, if you talk to me, you're probably going to know I'm a male. But, I mean, you see what I'm saying? You have no idea who I am as a person.
I mean, equality levels the playing field. And if I have a chance to make a come up and get above the level playing field, why wouldn't I take that? Well, I want to be oppressed now. I want to say that I am, because in that way, now I can have something that you don't.
Yeah.
We don't need to be equal. I need to be above in any way that I can.
It kind of gives people like an excuse kind of to just suck at stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Not really putting forth any effort.
You don't have to now. Yeah. There's a lot of people that don't have the ability to do the job that they're doing.
Yeah.
That are in that position for, maybe a big role in a company.
Yeah.
And they don't understand it. I mean, you can see that a lot in the corporate world. You go, somebody up here is telling you what to do, and it gets down to you, and you're like, that's the dumb. I mean, why are we doing that? Is dumb, you know? Yeah. So you're like, you have no idea what you're doing.
I think that's most companies, bro. They've put a bunch of people at the top who know nothing about
what's going
on in the place.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like they're trained to do the job, but not really. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're making me dig, dude. Yeah, we probably
I was
need to
trying
end
to
it.
not vocal tick, and I could feel it coming on. Can you feel your ticks before they happen?
If I'm trying to stop them.
So I feel my vocal tick start in my chest in here. And it's really fun, like if I'm about to kiss a girl or something and I can feel it happening, especially if I haven't told her I have Tourette's, and I have to, like, if you've seen That's So Raven, the kid show on Disney Channel, and she just looks into the distance, and I'm like, okay, we're good. And we're back.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening. I can feel it, and it's like a hiccup. You suppress it for too long, and then it's like, boom.
I'm here.
It's crazy.
Fireworks.
Andrea, I think we're going to end this podcast. It's been nice sitting down and talking with you.
We got cigars to smoke.
Yeah, we're going to do that. I'm
Are we
excited
going to be
about
awake
it.
for that? Like,
well, I think so. I think we'll be awake for it.
We're slowly fading over here.
Yeah, it's been a long day. We've had
It's been a long day.
long day for real, but it's been a good day. So we'll muscle through this.
Yeah. And we're gonna have to do this again sometime. I think I'll have to come to Tennessee. We'll have to like do some on location shooting.
100%.
Hopefully, people love this. If you guys love this, tell us you love it. Share it, and we'll do more of it.
100%.
You know, and what affords the travel for us to continue to be together and bring you this content that you hopefully love is just sharing it.
Yep.
You want to see more of us? Let us know you want to see more of us. Support.
100%. Yeah, it'll be great. It'll be great. And so until we see you again, we always say this. I love y'all.
Love y'all.